material that can hold water with 3 pipes in it. The feed pipe is going to go in first, and it's always going to go in with the cut that we made facing that way so that you don't get a clog, because if it ends up this way, you're just going to build up a bunch of crud down there. If it's this way, same thing. So you really want it to face across to where the fertilizer is going to come out. That cut can be longer or shorter. I've found that about 20 centimeters lets most food that's not ground up still fall in. But if you're having a problem, maybe you make it a little longer, depends what you throw in. But it's good to chop things up if you can, but not necessary with a big pipe like this. The Uniseal is the magic. And with that, and I'm going to ask you to do this, if you can, let's see if this thing, yep. What we want to do is, and have one of you do it, this is silicone. Yeah. We want you to put the silicone around this ring here and then pop it in. Okay. This, and I just want to make sure that should be like we could do that 2 of us, no? Yeah. Yeah, and your hands might get messy, so if you want to put on a, oh wait,
Gloves.
You don't have any more gloves.
Where'd the gloves go?
Gloves are no longer.
No, they're here. They're here. I know they're here.
I think she took them back.
Who took them?
It doesn't matter if you want to touch it.
It's fine.
You can do it with your hands. I mean, your hands off.
So just put silicone on this.
Yes, and it doesn't, not this part, but around the rim here.
Shall I see if I can do it? All these things I've never done before.
Ah, there you go.
So,
brilliant,
like,
brilliant.
You know, like sawing or siliconing.
And the thing about, one can teach this without getting your hands dirty, but then you never really feel it. And then when you go to build,
what kind of quantity do you need? Is like that right?
It doesn't need to be too much, but it needs to be enough that when we plaster it down, it coats the side here and the rim of it. So you're doing good. That's a good BD amount.
You can also lay it down.
That might be better?
Yeah. While she's doing it, I'm going to show you that this glove that I used yesterday that got silicone on it, any detritus, anything you've worked with, plastic gloves, as long as it doesn't float, you can throw it in. So I put one of those calcium-rich stones on the inside of this, and then it's like goodbye garbage. I'm dropping it in because it acts as surface area for the microbes.
What about microplastics again?
Well, microplastics shed only when there's some kind of abrasion. So when you're washing your clothes, that's the major source of microplastics in our water, comes from washing machines because you're tumbling the polyester. Similarly, tires on roads is the second, or maybe it's the first. You never know which one is the first, but it's tires on roads and washing machines. When you have plastic like this is all plastic. If I toss plastic in, it's not going to abrade, so the microplastics aren't going to come off. And they're going to get covered with a biofilm of microbes, and they're going to seal it in. So it's impossible that as far as I can see, for microplastics.
Be joining?
When we press it down, actually you're going to press it down, you can switch it in. So go ahead and put that in. And it should fit fairly snugly, so you have to press down on it. And it's good that it's tight because that is going to be your gas seal.
That's not, yeah, that's okay.
There you go.
Yeah? The other side hasn't gone in yet?
No. This side seems slightly smaller.
Yeah, it's made to be.
Okay. Yeah, there we
go. There you go. Okay. So this is the critical part of entering this. This is going to go in. We have to note that I've made the cut where this line is, so when it's pushed in, we still know where to face it. But you're going to have to spin it to get it in. So put it in, and it seems easy at the beginning, but if the pipe is a little bit wide, getting it through there, we're okay. Okay, good. Because sometimes these things fall in the tank, and then that's why I don't put the poop in.
Okay, so where's the line?
The line is here. So face that to the other angle.
I can't see the line, so is it okay?
Yeah, they're looking at it.
Right down?
Just bring it down all the way, push it as hard as you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, touch the ground.
And this thing called a swage, according to Angus, where it bows out, is what allows us to use this Schedule 35 Uniseal with French pipes. If that swage wasn't there, it would just be too loose.
Swage?
Swage is where
the widening part.
Where it widened out.
The bottleneck.
Yeah.
And that, as long as that's pressed in firmly, that is going to be what they call an electrostatic seal between plastic and rubber, and it should not leak. And if it does, we'll have to fill it with epoxy. But generally, you don't have to worry about it leaking.
Epoxy?
Epoxy, yeah, you know.
Resin.
Resin.
Okay.
Something like that. All right, so that pipe, if that is facing, is it facing there?
Would the silica not work? You need epoxy?
Silicone can work and then it peels out.
Oh, okay.
Depends on the
Okay.
pressure. Epoxy is much stable. This should work just as it is. All right, so the feeding pipe is in. It was very simple. Same thing we're going to do on the other side.
Somebody else want to do that?
Yes.
Do you want to do that, Emily?
Give me a second, and then yes.
So go ahead and remove the pipe. Notice that this pipe has a cut that we made yesterday. This is where the liquid fertilizer is going to come out. Now, if this hole was facing there, there's a chance that when you put your food in, it could get pushed over and just come right out, in which case it wouldn't be digested. What's the solution?
Turn it the other way.
So it hits there. Now it's got to make its way around. Now it could make its way around. Why did we put the hole in the middle? When we put it down like this, if you come around this side. So think about what food waste is made of.
I mean, the fat goes to the top.
Yeah, the fat's going to rise up here,
Yeah.
so it ain't going to get down there
Yeah.
because it can't sink. And the solids, because they're going in at the bottom, and this is why this is better than a septic tank. A septic tank is a tank like this, where their water level is up to here, and there's an air gap, and the pipe is right at the top, dropping the food and the toilet residuals right into the water. Kaplip. So what happens there is that you have.
So this is joining from the bottom.
Yeah, this is saying you've got to go all the way down to the bottom if you want to get inside this tank. And because it's all the way at the bottom, this heavier stuff isn't going to travel upward because stuff doesn't travel upward. Bubbles travel up, fat travels up, but carbohydrates and proteins sink. And so unlike the septic tank where it just plops in and stays up at the top and kind of makes its way down, that would come out here. Our design was to put the pipe all the way down, make that cut, and we know the stuff is down there. We know the fats are going to float up. The only thing that can get out here is no gas will come there because the gas is going to be up there. Is fully digested material, because if the fat is up here being digested, because we're going to overfill this tank, it's going to be filled 8 inches above the tank, so it's all completely filled. The fat's going to be up here trying to rise, but the microbes are going to be up here eating it. And as they eat it, it'll decompose and decompose and decompose until it's neutrally buoyant, the same buoyancy and density as water. So that will come out. The solids down here, the microbes are going to be down here eating, and as they eat it, it's going to get tinier and tinier and tinier, and eventually it's going to start to drift up. And so we know that what comes out here is fully digested or almost fully digested material. And that's the whole trick to these things. Septic tanks also have an overflow to go to your leach field, but guess what? It's up at the top. Which means that you poop in the septic tank, you pee in the septic tank. Some people have a food grinder and that goes from the kitchen to the septic tank, and all the fats come right out into your leach field and clog your leach field. Stuff doesn't digest fully. You're not getting the gas captured, and so septic tanks are still septic because they're putting out undigested material, and that's why it contaminates groundwater. It's so easy to turn any septic tank into a biodigester by just filling it completely, sealing it so the gas can be captured, because they're open at the top, septic tanks. I mean, they're not open, but they're not sealed airtight. Yeah. And put the pipe all the way to the bottom and then put a hole here. Just redesign it, and that's why in our house we have a biodigester dedicated to 3 of our RVs that take all the toilet waste. They are the septic tank, and they don't contaminate anything. So this has got to go in. Now the problem with this is that even though Christy was wonderful in bringing Schedule 35s, the Schedule 35s are pretty loose. You shouldn't be able to do that. It should get stuck. So we have this coupling because there's no swage. This doesn't bow out like that one did. And we put that on here. That's going to be what we are going to put this onto. I got to take.
And that was also available here in France.
Yeah. Everything but these is available in France. We've got to just pull this thing off. Somebody wants to, with nails. So you'll want to do the same thing. Gum this up with silicone, pop it in, and then we got to put the pipe in. If you like. Here's the gun. And the funny thing is, there was, at the time when we started, when he was a baby, there was nobody doing this. So we had to figure this out on his porch. It's trial and error. And we eventually got to 3 pipes on the top. We used to do what the traditional wisdom was, and we used to put the overflow by drilling a hole in the side of the tank and then trying to make sure it didn't leak, and it was always clogging. And then we'd try to drill the hole over there.
Here you go.
Thank you.
taken well over the 10 minutes, I think.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Just
Then let's
Only
just get
7
this thing in.
seconds over.
oh, is that it? Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, pop it
My,
in.
my interior body clock just kind of said 10 minutes.
Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, and I mean, you sort of got the idea, because then the only other thing is that this is where the gas goes out,
Yeah.
because it's on top, and the gas is going to rise. And the reason we said yesterday that we have a pipe going up here is because the water level's going to be here, and floaties could clog this up. So while
Sorry,
it's
I'm
technically
Not managing to get this in.
Ah.
It's also got a label I can take off.
Oh yeah, it doesn't need it.
Doesn't really need it.
You gotta really jam it in.
That's outside.
There you go.
Split down.
Yeah.
Damn, it's a mess.
It is a mess. Press.
I have one.
I need to get the phone out of the sun.
Yeah. So
Your phone's too
technically,
hot.
you could just put a valve right on the top of the lid, but it would all clog up. So we come higher, and that was the hardest thing in this build, is we had to epoxy this piece in because it didn't fit. You did it. Okay. So here's the pipe. You do the same thing. You just push the pipe down, making sure. And now we don't have a way of knowing where this cut is, right? There's no mark on this, so
Let's put a mark.
let's put a mark.
And put a stain on it.
I have a pen here. There you go. Make a mark that you can see, like right at the top. And also this twists, so that's not very helpful. So you'll just have to be aware, as like make a line down.
Put it a little bit. Align
yeah.
it.
Okay.
So where this one.
Yeah, just write it right down.
All the way
That's
down
it.
there.
That's it. That's all you need. And then put it in. And then people look at it and go, well, that's so simple. Like, anybody can do this. Yeah, it's very, very simple.
So I
Twist
want it
it.
this way or
Yeah.
no?
No, twist
Push it down.
towards- That's it.
This
But
way?
you can get it in by twisting it. You can go, oh yeah, that went in very easily. In the States,
Yeah.
it doesn't go in easy at all. So now push it all. And I designed it so
Is
that
this
you can
the
just
right-
pop it all the way down. Yeah, straight down.